All right, welcome back to Dad's Brick Lab. We're gonna try and get the Hogwarts Castle Grounds finished up today. We made it quite a ways through. Working on book 2 here. We're up to bag 16. So making progress. Still got, I think there's 20, 21 or 22 bags total. So we got a little ways to go still, but we'll get it finished up. I hope everybody's enjoyed the videos so far, and we'll keep going on them. All right. Bag number 16. Alrighty. We'll start out 2x6, 1x4 plate. Alright. Well, let's see. So it looks like we got a couple of printed pieces, little 1x1s. Find those real quick. Alright, so it's a 1x1, got a window printed on one side. Looks like it goes on with the window facing out. There we go. And a little 1x1 plate on top of both of those. Alright, little 1x4 plate. Couple of wedges. With some round 1x1 plates up on top. Another wedge. Oops. There we go. These round ones on top here. Alright. And this is going to go like right here, kind of off of the bridge. There we go. Alright. A couple more pieces to go on here. We got one of the brown 1x1 rounds. And then a 1x2 and a 1x2 wedge. Is going to go on this side. All right, two 2x6s are going to attach together. There we go. All right. 1x1 round, two 2x2 rounds, and one quarter circle. So one 1x2 on that side by itself, and then on the other side we're going to use the 1x1 round with the quarter circle. Make sure those are all lined up. And then this goes on the opposite side of the bridge. And I'll walk in there. All right, 3 of the round 1x1s. These are going to stack. These are going to go right. Let those go on the tall one there. All right, got a little piece to put together here. So we got a 4x4. It's only got the 4 studs on top. a 1x2 that's got the 4 studs on the side, and then 2 1x2 plates that have a single stud on the side of that, like so. We need 2 of the 1x2s that are too tall, one on each side here. All right. And we're going to build our part for the front here. Looks like that'll have a door on it. So this is, got a 1x2, got 2 studs on top, 2 on each side. And take a printed 1x2 that's got the door printed on it. It'll go on front here. And 2 smooth 2x2s on each side. Or like so. And then this will attach onto those single studs pointing out the front there. Alright, looks like a 2x2 plate on top, and then a 1x6, which will attach all those together. And 2 1x4 plates, and go on the bottom. Okay. Alright, so we got a 90, 1x2 on the bottom, 2x2 on the side. We're going to need 1x2 on this side. The other side, you know, white 1x2, and then 1x2 with the T on it, the lip. And we need a gray smooth 1x2 and a tan smooth 1x2. Gray is going to go on the bottom and on the top. And that will attach on to that 1x2 plate. There's a printed one, and I need a blank one. So take this printed one and set them off to the side, so we'll mix those up again. Okay. Now repeat the process for the other side. Yeah, this guy. Or 1x2. White 1x2 or tan 1x2. No, and then our smooth. And another smooth 1x2 gray one. There it is. Okay, and then this will go on the other side. Now we use those 2 printed ones with the windows on them. We got a 1x1. It's too high. 2 studs on one side, single stud on top. Attach the window onto the side. And that's going to attach onto the back here. And then repeat it for the other side. Alright, then we need 2 1x1 plates with a quarter round on top of it. And you're going to go on the very front, curved side facing in towards the door, like so. So the curved side goes in that way. And keep building up here. All right. So 2x2, gray 90, 1x1 with the 2 studs on the side. on each side here. We need two more of the 1x2s with the T edge on it. And put some smooth 1x1s on there. Got a tan one on the top, gray one on the bottom. Sure we get those straight on there. Yep, get the other side. All right, got that side done. I'm going to attach this above the door. And 2x6 locks all of it in together. Like that. And this is going to go right in front. The little roof piece. And attaches on top of the bridge there. Okay, now I need 4 of the 1x1 rounds. And stack those up. And you're going to go on the other side of the bridge here, all the way on the back. Now we got our 2 towers sticking up there. And then we need a half circle. And on the front, finish that off. And then we're going to put some, looks like we got some browns. We got a 2x2 round, 2 90s, and 2 1x2 with the rounded edges. The rounded edges ones we're going to attach on the outside here, and the 90s. And then our round in the center there. Okay. All right. We'll need 2 2x2 squares. I'm going to go up here on the top. And a 2x3. And on the front side here, got a printed plate and a shield shape there. And then a 1x2 that's got 2 studs on top, 2 studs on the side. Attach the window onto it. This is going to go up here. Lock that in there. All right. Now we got the roof pieces, 1x2s, triangle shaped. These are going to go all the way across, like 6 of them. All right. Okay, now we're going to take 2 other roof pieces. We got a little slant on them. And on the front and back here, finishes off the roof. And then up here on top of these cones, another 1x1 round with the gray funnel shaped one with the spike tip on it. We're going to do 2 of those, 1 on each side. All right. Now we're going to finish off the front towers. So we need 2 of these round 2x2s. And then the tan plate. And then another round 2x2 block. With the gray cone. And a little horn top on it. And go on one side. And we're going to repeat that for the other side. All right. All right. That's that side. We got a couple extra pieces here. We'll throw those in our spare piece bin here. So we get this all finished up, and then we can put it in the big box with all our extra spare pieces. All right. The girls' lavatories are located in this part of the castle. Maybe Moni and Myrtle will stop by as you build. Just watch out for trolls. All right, bag number 17. Keep on moving here. But interesting that there's a mix of paper and plastic bags in this one. Be nice today. Switch everything over to the paper or everything back to the plastic, one or the other. Alright, looks like we got a bunch of printed pieces in that bag. I'm going to go ahead and set those separated off to the side so we know where they're at when we need them. Alright, there's printed pieces. Alright. Got everything out of the bag there. Remember, right? Looks like we got a couple of printed pieces here too. Get those out. Yeah, looks like just the one printed piece in this bag. I'll go ahead and set that off to the side over here. That one looks like a door. Okay, let's get started here. So we need a 2x8, it looks like, to start with. And we got a couple of these brick pieces. Like we're gonna put those on 1x2s. There are one on each side here with the brick pattern facing towards me. And take a couple of the headlight lantern pieces. The one on each side here with the smooth 1x1 plate on top of them. Find another lantern. There we go. Another smooth plate. All good. We're gonna need a 2x3 and then a 1x8. Attach on there. Like we need two more of those brick pieces. Put them on. It looks like the brick pattern is facing in, and the outside is just a smooth one line on it. And on top of that, 1x8 blocks. There we go. Two more of the bricks. Find another one here. There we go. Okay. And then two 2x4 blocks. Oh, 2x3 blocks. There we go. All right. Now, need a 90, and then a 1x2. And 1x1 with the 90. That 1x2 on there, brown. There we go. On that side, 1x2 or 1x1 with the 90 on it, with the cheese wedge. Then a 1x1. And this is going to attach right in there. Repeat it, just the opposite for the other side here. So 1x2, and 90. And that again. Okay, my 90, my 1x1. Yep. My 1x1 with the angle on it. And the cheese wedge. Alright, that goes on the other side here. Now we're going to take two of the printed window pieces and two of the 1x6 or 1x2 greens. Those together. And we're going to attach the gray 1x1 with the downward 90 with two pegs on it. Into the back of each of these. Make sure we got the window going the right direction. And these are going to go on the ends right here. And then we need some 1x3s with two pegs on top. Looks like three of them. And have one on each side like that, and then a second one on this side. There we go. And then this will attach like right on the back side. Right there. Continuing on this building. All right. We got a 1x6 smooth. And on the bottom of it, we're going to put round 1x1 yellows, or tans. And all six of them on there. All right, so we got all those attached on there, and then this is going to go on the brown 1x6 plate. It's already on the base there. And we'll attach like so. All right. Now we're starting with a two 1x6s and a 1x4 with two studs on top. Now we're going to take two more of those 1x1s and we're going to go skip one. So we'll have three on there and three blanks. And on top of each of those, we're going to put 1x1s with the printed windows on them, windows facing out. There we go. All right, got all those windows on there. Now on the gap in between, we're going to take the 1x1s that are too tall with the two studs on the side and put one in between each of those. And we're going to attach a grill 1x2 onto each one of those. That goes up and down. Get all six of these on real quick, and then I'll get the grills. The last one, there it is. All right, now let's attach these on. All right, on top, We're going to put on 3 more of those 1x4 plates with the 2 pins. And you're going to give us a nice flat top here and lock everything in together. On top of that, I'm going to put a 4x6 flat plate. Yep, it's all attached down there. All right. Now on the top here, we use the gray wedges all the way through to make our roof. Work our way down here. All right, got all those on there. Now, looking at it on this end where the windows are at, the window on your right, grill on your left. On the top, we're going to do 2 round tan 1x1s, and then a tan 1x2 plate. We're going to alternate that until we're leaving 1 row of the gray exposed at the end. Okay. And then this, we're going to continue on the back of the building. Like so. All right. Now, next part, starting with our brown 2x6 and a 1x1 that's got a single pin on it. And then a tan smooth 1x2 right behind it. And on that 1x1, we're going to use black 1x1. It's 2 plates tall. Got a pin on the side and a pin on the top. Put that on so that one stud is facing towards that smooth brown plate. And on top of that, we're going to put a 1x1. Got a stud on each side on the top. Okay, and we're going to do another 1x2 green. We're going to use the printed plate that has the door on it. Attach those together. Put that onto the front of these. So, make sure that's nice and straight on there. We need 2 little 2x2 smooth plates. And go on the sides. And 2 1x2 blocks on each side. And we're going to stack a second one on top of both of those. And on the top, we're going to do 2 smooth tan plates on the end. And a white 1x4. And a tan 1x4 with the 2 studs. That'll be like so. Alright, now on top of that, we got a 1x2 90. Got the 4 studs on the side. We'll attach onto that white plate. On the front of it, going to be 2 more the 1x2s with the single stud. And then we're going to put a window plate on those studs. Alright. Inside, we're going to take another one of those 1x2s. Attach on the side, another window. And 2 more of those 1x2 plates. A single stud and 1 more printed window. And repeat, same thing for this other side. we go. All right, got all that attached. I'll flip this around. And put a 1x4 block in there. And two 1x2 plates on each end. And a 2x2 in the center. And this attaches to the back of the building. There we go. Only got one piece left out of that bag. Nice. All right. All right. Bag number 18. Looks like we've got 22 bags total. So, moving right along. Let's finish up. All right. Now, this is a ×2 build. 1x2 plates with the round 1x1 on each one. And then a 1x1 square plate on the other side. Make sure those are nice and flat. There we go. All right. And then on the back of both of these, we're going to get one of the round 1x1s on the square plate. With the gray 1x1 and the plate on top of both of them. And the little horn spike in each of those. All right, on the other side, one of the 1x1s has got an upward 90 on it. Single stud on the side. Make sure we get that on there straight. Get one of those on each. And the other one. There it is. Okay. And then on the top of those, we're going to get one of the little triangle smooth pieces. These are going to go all the way up here on the front of the building. That 90 facing out towards the front. There you go. All right. These are 2x2 plate. 2 roof pieces. And we're going to flip it over. Put 4 round 1x1 cans on the bottom of it. And then this will go on top of those 4 gray studs on the roof there. Now on the other side, I'm going to do 1 wedge roof piece. Got a 1x2 plate. And then 2 of those 1x1 rounds. See if I can find my 1x2. There it is. And my 2 rounds. These are going to go on the other gray 1x3 that's got the 2 studs. The opposite side there. All right. And 1x3 block. 2 brown 1x1 plates with the studs, 1 on each end. And then a smooth tan one in the center. Okay, and all these smoothed out nice and straight. And on top of those brown studs, we're going to put 2 tan 1x1 plates on there. And then 2 1x1 blocks. And another tan 1x1 plate on top of that. There. Now my plates. All right. And this is going to attach right in the center. There we go. Moving on. Yeah. Now we need a 2x3 block to start all this with. 2 brown 1x1 plates with the studs on the corners here. And then we need 3 smooth ones. And put 1 in between. And then 1 on the other 2 corners. Now, before I get any farther, make sure I get all these straightened out on there. There we go. Okay. I need 2 1x1 blocks. There. Now we need a tan plate on the top and bottom of both of those. Okay. Straighten those out. These are going to go on top of the brown plates. Like so. Now, green 1x1 with a white 1x1 that's got a stud on each side on top. We got 4 gray 1x2 plates that'll attach onto that white one pointing down. So all the way around on it. There we go. Then on each of those, we'll put tan grill piece. All right, and this is going to attach onto the other stud that's exposed. And this goes right up here on the top. There we go. All right, brown 1x3, 2 tan round 1x1s. Get a lantern in the center, and then 2 round 1x1 blocks on the ends. Got a small tan wedge roof piece on top of the lantern in the middle. And 2 round 1x1s on top of the cone piece. On top of the round 1x1s. This will attach on the left side. And so, like that. I need a 2x3. Get a gray cone. We need 2 round 1x1s on the opposite side corners. Then 3 lanterns go on the other 3 studs. All the lanterns will be pointing in towards that gray cone. All right. Now we need 2 1x1 rounds. And we put a 1x1 plate on top of the gray cone in the center. And we need 3 of those tan roof pieces going on top of the lanterns. We'll be making kind of a plus shape out of them, cross shape. And they're all kind of pointed in together like that. And then 2 1x1s on top of the cones. And this attaches onto the other side of the roof. Now those 4 roof pieces kind of makes a plus sign on there. All right, 1x3 brown plate and a 2x3 brown plate. Attach up on top. Looks like we need a 1x1 tan block right in the center of that. And then our 2x3 plate. All right, now we're going to do big cone tower. We got the large one. It's a 3x3 down to a 2x2, and then a 2x2 down to a 1, and then the spear looking point at the very top, and attach right on top of those tan plates on the roof there. All right, we'll start building another roof piece. It's like a 2x6 plate. Need 3 gray roof pieces, and then a 1x2 with a single plate, single pin on it, and then 2 more roof pieces. All right, on top of that 1x2 plate with a single stud, do a gray 1x1 with a tan round 1x1 block, and the gray funnel cone piece, and the little horn point at the very top of it. And it's going to attach onto that single stud. And this goes on right behind that big tower that we just put on, with the 3 roof pieces towards this side and the 2 back towards you. All right, another 2x6 there with the tan 2x2 on both sides. Get a roof piece in the middle and 2 round 1x1s. And we have a tan roof piece right behind there. On these corners, got the 2x2s. They're kind of pound sign shaped, with little indentions. One of those on both sides. And do round 1x1 plates on top of each of those, so 8 of them total. And some 2x2 plates on top of those. 2 more of those 2x2 blocks. And then 2 more 2x2 plates on top of that. Okay, and 2 of the cones that go 2 to 1. One on each side. And then a cone funnel. Small one on top of both of those. And then 2 more of the spear point tips. On there. And then this will attach with the gray roof side pointing towards the other gray roof. And lock it down on there. All right. No matter what a Hogwarts student's favorite subjects are, they will likely spend a great deal of their time in the East Wing, where many of the classrooms are located. Nice. So this is East Wing. All right, bag number 19. Small bag, not a whole lot of pieces in this one. Alrighty. Alright. Keep on going. Alright, we're gonna, looks like, building another tower. We're gonna start with a 3x3 and then a 1x3 with 2 studs. And take 2 of the T-shaped ones. You got the 2 studs on this side, and then back plate 2x2 on the other side. Put one of those on each of the studs. On my second one here, there it is. And on top of those, we need the 1x2 plates with the single stud. Put one on each one here. There you go. Okay. We're taking this, we're going to take 2 of the brick ones. I want the brick pattern facing out. And then our long 1x2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So 1x12. I'm going to click in there. And flip it over. Take one of the upward 90 blocks. It's got 1 pin on the top, 2 on the end. And I'm going to take 1x3 plates, smooth on the back, 3 pins on the top, and we'll fill that gap in with those. Looks like 9 of them total. One more here. There it is. All right, so we got those attached, and we'll flip it over. 1x2s that have the plus sign, and attach those all the way up both sides here, and leaving one stud at the end open. All right, and then on that end stud, looks like on this side we have another one of the 1x2s. And on the other side over here, we're going to have a single 1x1 with a hole in the middle, the hole facing out. On top of that, we need 3x3 plates. It's going to lock all this together. Like 3 of those. And we're going to take smooth 1x4 on the one side, and then a 2x4 on the other side. Like so. Make sure it's all locked together nice and tight. And then on this corner here where it's single open, we're going to attach, looks like a 1x1 with the upward 90, 2 studs. And we need a brown 1x1 plate, 1x1 with a downward 90 with the single stud on the side. There it is. And then a 1x1 with an upward 90 on top of that. And then this will attach into the corner. There we go. Okay. 1x3 plate on the bottom. With 3 studs. And then our blue 1x8. Go up the center there. And we need a 1x2 with an upward 90 on it with 2 studs on the side. We put a 1x1 on there. And then a cheese wedge, same color. And all those nice and straight. This is going to attach right on the end of the blue one. And on top of that, we're going to take a brown, 1x1, very end here. And our long gray, 1x10. And 2 of these gray 1x1s that are 2 plates tall. Stud on the side, stud on the top, rounded on the back. I'm going to go right here on the end. With both the studs facing the side towards that smooth 1x4 plate. All right. We need 2 cheese wedges here on the end. And my second one, there it is. And then we need the 1x2 kind of quarter round pieces here. Going to be 4 on this side going up towards that other cheese wedge. And then 6 on the other side. Okay, there's the 4. Now let's get the other side done. All right, got all those on. Now up the center, we have a smooth 1x3 to start it. Down here at the bottom, and then 1x2 grill pieces up the rest of it. All right. Now, take this, stand it up. And I missed a step. Come back here. All right. That's easy enough. It's like there's another one of these upward 90s with 1x2s I was supposed to put on that other side there to finish that off. So we got a 2x3 plate there on the end. And on the back side here, we have first 1x3 plate down at the bottom. Take a 1x1, kind of point on it. On there facing with that arrow pointing up towards the top. And up here on top, 2 1x3s with the 2 studs on top. Like so. And then we'll have 2 of the 1x2s with the handlebars on them, facing outward. Like so. And then a 1x2 with the single stud on the back. And on this front side, the gray Technic piece, the 1x2 plate on the bottom, goes up with the 2 holes on the side. And then each of those, we're going to put one of the gray pegs in there that have a single stud on them. And then the single studs will face out. All right, 1x1 with a hole in the center, and then a small tan wedge piece, roof style piece. Top of that, going with the hole, and it's going to go on the back side on that single stud. And I got 2 of these gray smooth 2x3 plates. Have little hooks on the end. Those are going to go onto the handlebars, smooth side out. Then fold it in towards the center. Okay. On this side where we have these two studs sticking out, we're going to take a 1x2 with the hook on the end. Take two of these small round 1x1 pegs. Put that on there. And then put one of the horn point pieces on top. And that'll attach those two studs on the side. There, take it, rotate it around. So we're over here on these, where the two gray studs and the single tan stud are. You need a 1x4 smooth plate. And then we got this gray wedge here. Looks like the wedge. It's going to attach onto these two single studs up high there. And then the smooth plate will go on the side, covering up those gray studs. All right. We'll start with a 1x1, single stud on top, single stud on one side. I'll lay it on its side. Put the black antenna pin here in. We'll need one round 1x1 over that, all the way down. And then a brown 1x2 with the rounded ends. On top of it, a few more of those round 1x1s. And then a brown 1x1 plate, and a round 1x1 plate. And then the little Lego head with no face goes on top of that. And we got two cones. And there's the funnel 1x1. Gonna go on another gray one that's just a little bit bigger, so it gives it a nice transition. And we're gonna put one more with the little gray horn spike pieces in the top. Finishes that. And we'll take our last three of these rounds, 1x1s, attach them together. The last horn piece on the end of it. And this is going to go into that tan 1x2 in the other spot there. And this is going to attach right here in this tan gray stud on the side. Now, when you put it on there, let's see. So we are facing the right direction here. Looks like they want that. Just a little bit of an angle. Looks like they're kind of all pointing towards each other. So the two on this side in line with the one on the other side. And then this one will attach. Yeah, goes to the side of the building here. There's the white stud sticking up. And gray, or the tan ones, it's going to attach right there on that side. All right, you might think the main tower might be the tallest point of the Hogwarts Castle, but it actually is the astronomy tower, which is this part that we just put on. All right, bag number 20. Got two bags left after this. Moving right along. Drop a piece. Put that where I lose it. All right, I should be able to finish this up. Get it going here. All right. Got it. There we go. All right. Moving right along here. So we got a 1x4 brick piece. And then a 1x2 white plate on the bottom. Brick side, brick pattern facing towards you. You're going to take two 1x3s, attach those on the ends. You're going to take a 1x4, connect those together. Then we need two lantern pieces in between there with a smooth and 1x1 plate on top of both of those. The lanterns are going to face in towards the center. Okay, I'm going to find my smooth pieces here. There's one and two. All right, got those attached. I'm going to take two of the 1x2 pieces that have a groove on one side and find those real quick. There you go. So it's 1x2. It's got a little groove cut into one side of it. Need two of those. Nope, sorry. One of those. That's going to go center of that 1x4 with the groove facing out. And then two 1x1s. One on each side of that. And two more 1x1s on the opposite side. And then in the center there, we got a 2x2 on top with a 1x2 on the bottom and that angle, upward angle. It was right there in between. We need another 1x4 with the brick pattern facing in towards the center. And two white 1x2 plates on top of it. There you go. Now coming off of that, I'm going to take two with the gray 1x1s with the downward 90s, two pins on each side or on the sides of it. I'm going to attach that onto those white 1x2s that we just put on there. And then coming off of that, we need white 1x2 plate. And then a printed smooth 1x2 that's got window on it. And do that on both sides. Find the other window. There it is. That's all set. Alright, now on this front side, we got another 1x4 with the brick pattern facing in towards the middle. Single line coming out. And then we're going to take two tan 1x2 plates in the center. And 1x1s with the upward 90. And a single stud on the side. And a cheese wedge on top of both of those. Cheese wedge will slope down towards that single stud that's sticking out. There you go. And then across the center here to lock it in, we're going to have two of the gray 1x3s with two single studs on top. And that helps lock everything in nice together. This is going to go with those two single studs pointing towards the other building over here, right in front of the bridge. Attached onto the side of the astronomy tower. All right, take two. We got a 1x6 smooth and a 1x4 smooth gray piece. Bottom of both of these, we're going to attach the tan round 1x1s all the way across both of them. So 6 and 4. All right. All right, I'm going to turn this so you can see here on the back. There's these tan square here around the astronomy tower. 1x6. I'll go on first. On the back side of that, and then the 1x4 will attach on right here. All right, so starting with a 2x4 block, and then a 1x2, kind of sloped in on both sides. Need two of those on the back side here, and then on the other side, another of the 1x4s with the brick pattern facing in. We need another one of those 1x2s. Then we need a 1x1 with a window on each side with the windows pointing out. And then another 1x2, and then two more windows. All right. And this is going to attach onto the back of the building. Be right here. Coming back off of that with the windows towards the back. And beside that, we got these two green 1x1s. So centered on the side. And on the back side, we get one tan lantern and a gray cone funnel. These are going to attach onto the back of the building. All right, so I'll turn this a little bit. So we got that lantern here facing in towards the gray cone. On top of that, we're going to take a tan 1x2 plate and attach another one of these 1x2s with the kind of inward sloping sides. And go right onto the top. I'm going to take a 2x4 plate. I'm going to start building the next layer. So it looks like two more of those 1x2s. And then the 1x4 with the brick pattern facing towards the center again. We need 1x2, two more windows. There's another window. And then another 1x2. And then a 1x1 plate. There we go. And this is going to attach over on this side. All right. Need a 1x3 with the arch in the center. And then 2x2. It's got the step. And then the two pins on the one side. Attach that on like so. Take another one of those arch pieces underneath. And then here we need a 1x1. And then a round 1x1 plate on the other side. And on top of that 1x1, we need a tan 1x1 with the downward 90. Got the two pins on the side there. And then a 1x1 with the upward 90 with one pin on top of it. So now we got three studs there, two there. All right. We're going to take 1x2, lock this side in together. I'm going to take another one of the 1x3s with the arch. It's going to go on the side there. And on the front here, we're going to have a 1x3 plate with the 1x1 on the end, and the other two will be 1x1 rounds. Yeah, on this front side, the side studs we have here, we're going to take a gray 1x2 cheese wedge on there, and then on these we're going to put a 1x3 smooth. There you go. And this will attach right onto the end of that building. And those arches line up with the gray walkway that we put down on here way back towards the beginning. Now, on the very end here, you take the brown 1x2 plate, a tan 1x2 brick block, and have a 1x1 with nothing on it, and then a 1x1 with a window printed on it. I think I may have used the wrong one somewhere here because I am missing a window. Let me look back through my other pieces, see if I have one more. Or if I need to start taking some stuff apart to find it. But I might have to take some stuff apart to find it. So let's see. So I got one more 1x1 here, and it is not a printed one. It tells me somewhere in here I used one that I shouldn't have. Well, maybe. It's all back together, back on here. Well, that one doesn't have a print on it. It looks like we might just be missing one with a window printed on it. It's fine, I guess. For now, we will just run with it like that. It's interesting because I just went back through this package and all the pieces that we used on it. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these windows that faces into the center, and I'm not going to be able to see as easy. I'm going to replace that with one that doesn't have print so that I can use the print facing out. There we go. All right. Okay, 1x3 plate, 3 round 1x1s, and then a 1x3 block. Attach the top of those, and a smooth 1x3 gray on top of it. There we go. And then this is going to attach in the very back here, and there on the side. And we need these two 2x2s with 3 studs on top, an angle cut on them. We're going to attach both those together. I'm going to flip it over, take 2 round 1x1s, those on the angled side. leaving this corner here open. And flip it over. Got a smooth and a 90 gray piece, and then a pyramid gray piece. And this is going to attach and go over the walkway here. That'll be 90 going that way. And coming off the back of that, you got this 90 block here. Two more of these one round 1x1s. And let's go over here on the other corner. And that finishes bag 20. All right. Now that we're there, we got bag 21 and 22 remaining. So, let's get 21 done. We'll move on to final bag number 22. Okay. Hopefully, I'm not boring everybody too much doing these full videos. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying them. I debated on doing some time lapse on some of them to speed it up a little bit, but I think I like just doing the full videos here. If anybody has any suggestions or thoughts on that, feel free to leave me a comment, leave me a message, tell me what you guys are enjoying it, or you want me to do some shorter ones. All right, now moving right along. Give me a 1x2, then a 1x1, and a round 1x1. Okay, so on top of the round, we're going to take a 1x1 with an upward 90 and a tan roof wedge on it. And then on the square, the regular 1x1 plate, we're going to do a round 1x1. And we're going to do a round 1x1. It's got a little pin on the top. That's brown. We're going to flip it over. Goes in upside down. And then we're going to do a second one of those. So we got to repeat that whole process. There's another roof wedge. Oh, that roof wedge on backwards on this one. There we go. Okay, we'll get the second one finished up here so we can move on. That. Where is my round 1x1? There it is. Good idea to keep a nice clean workspace when you're doing these, because when you do drop the pieces, hard to find them unless you just stand up and walk around and end up stepping on it. So, okay, we're going to go back around to this side. These two that we just made. And go up here on the front, top of this building. All right, I'm going to take a 2x2, flip it over, put the 4 1x1 rounds on the bottom of it. And on top, we're going to put 2 gray roof pieces. It's going to attach to those gray 1x3 plates there. Now, 2x6, I'm going to attach 5 of the gray roof pieces to it. And this will attach onto the roof here. Alright, it's going to go on like so. We're going to take a 1x6 and a 1x8. And we're going to attach 6 roof pieces onto those. And the last roof piece, there we go. This will attach onto the other section of the building, like so. And take 2x2 block, 2x2 plate, and 2x2 block with the grooves cut into it. And another 2x2 plate. And then our 2x2 down to 1 cone. And gray funnel. And the horn spike piece on top. Finish all that out. And then this will attach in the corner. Finishing that building off. Okay. Now, Hogwarts is a huge castle where it can be tricky to find your way. But did you know that the castle has 142 staircases? With the staircases constantly changing, it doesn't make it easier to find your way around. Alright. Now, like on the back side here, I'm going to start building part here. So we're going to do some. We've got a white 1x4, 2 clear 1x2s, and then 4 clear cheese wedges. Alright, so I got the 1x4 one done. This will attach. Looks like it goes right up against the back of the walkway here, all the way over. And then we're going to build 2, pretty much the same thing, but in a 1x3 instead of a 1x4. That'll be white 1x3 with a clear 1x2 and then a clear 1x1. And then 3 cheese wedges. Alright, and we'll build a second one of those. Yeah, and a cheese wedge on there. Goes nice and straight. And these are going to attach onto this side of the building here. Like there'll be one there. And then the other one is straight across from it. Right there. Like that one goes. Like so. So there'll be a little gap on this side. So when these attach, since it's a 1x3, you'll put the pins in the first two, like so. There'll be a small gap in the center there. All right, 1x1 with an upward 90. Get a smooth 1x1 on it. I'm gonna go like on this very first stud, like so. Then take a couple of these white 1x1s with the upward, or one of them here. This is going to be a ×2 build again, so we'll have the 1x1 with the upward 90, the clear 1x2, and then a white 1x1 on the bottom, and then 2 cheese wedges. Okay, here's one. Make our second one. All right, these are going to attach directly in front of this one. That'll be, this one will attach on the right side. This one will attach on the left side. But they go together like so. We're going to build another one. This is going to be start with a 1x3, white, clear 1x2 on it, and then another clear 1x2. So you have one stud sticking out. And then one more of these 1x1s with the upward 90 on it. And then 4 cheese wedges across the top. Okay, this one is going to go. You got this one gray, smooth 1x1 plate sticking out over the edge here. It's going to attach onto the 2 studs right behind it. Like so. All right, the next one here, we need clear 1x2. We're going to put a 1x2 with an upward 90 on one of them. And take another clear 1x2. And take a 1x1 with an upward 90. And put it on the right side. And then on the left side, we'll have a 1x1 white block. And we're going to do cheese wedges on top of all those. And these will attach onto these studs here in front of the other one. Like so. And we're going to build a couple more. Go across the back here. So these are going to be 1x2s. And have an upward 90 on the right. And then a 1x1 on the left, just like we did before. And then 2 cheese wedges on top. And then we'll repeat that a second time. So this first one, put on the very first stud. Right there. And then we'll build our second one. And we'll skip one stud and attach it into the bottom of the 1x1 with the upward 90 on both of those. You're going to take 1x1 with upward 90, clear 1x1, and then a clear cheese wedge on top of it. Do that twice. And another. And these will attach on to the stud on the very end of those 1x2s that we just put on there. Like so. Okay. I'm going to turn back around here. Looks like coming into the building, we should have a smooth brown right there. And we're going to take the round 2x2, the hole in it, put the white round plate on top, and then the clear dome, and then the gray 1x1 on top of that. And when we put this on, we'll skip one set of studs from that smooth piece, with the hole pointing out. Attach that on there. Now, I'm going to take all these smooth ones. These will attach on the side here. So, we have a long one. We'll attach from the corner there. Another one there. And on this side, there's a 1x4. Now we got a 1x3 and a 1x2. We'll start with the 1x3 and then the 1x2. That gives us the wall all the way around the side there, all the greenhouses. And then we got a few plants. So we're going to take the like gumball ice cream ones. These will go on top of the brown, dark brown 1x1s. Then the like crystal ones will go on top of the lighter brown. All the way around. Like so. And then, like it. Moving on to the next bag. Final bag here. All right. So the greenhouses are where Professor Sprout, head of the Hogwarts Herbology Department, guides students safely through the care and use of magical plants. Now, if only everyone would use their earmuffs. All right. Final bag. Get all finished up. All right. Sure, I got all my pieces out of here. Yep. Okay. Looks like we're going to make the Whomping Willow with the Weasley's car stuck in it. All right. We're going to start with this green 2x2 with the angle on it. Then the 1x2 with the cheese wedge on one side. Like so. And your 1x1, it's got a single handlebar coming off of it. And go out the back like so. Your 1x2 angle piece leads it across there. And we're going to start building the tree. We need the kind of arm piece here. We'll attach on there. And then the wrench go in through the side. We need two of little branch pieces. One on the top. And then one on the wrench here. Like so. And coming off the other side, over here. So we got one of these tan guys. It looks like we need to push through farther. There we go. Now we got a stud sticking out the other side for that. And this will point upward, like so. And we're going to have another one coming down into the top branch here. Now one piece, it just wants to keep rolling off the table. All right, so we got that. These together here, the right angle on them. We got that piece that keeps flying away from me. There we go. All right, now the little anglia. Got a little black, kind of looks like roller skate piece. We're going to attach blue 1x2 with a single stud centered on it, and then a white 1x1 smooth plate top of it. And that makes a little car. And this guy is going to attach onto the top piece here. And then this will go over here in that opening in the floor there. Go ahead and turn this. It's all in a little here. There we go. Okay. The Whomping Willow was planted to give Professor Lupin a safe escape during his full moon werewolf episodes. It hides a secret tunnel leading to the Shrieking Shack, where Lupin would stay until he transformed back into human form. All right, we're on to the front here. On this very base plate here where we have the clear studs, what we're going to be building this time. We're going to have clear wedges. Looks like 3 of them, and 3 clear cheese wedges on top. Okay. And these will attach into the first 3 clear studs here on the base. And then coming off of that, we're going to have a cheese wedge, and then another clear wedge. We'll do the cheese wedges first, go down on the base. And then another set of wedges. And then 2 more cheese wedges. And then 1. And then the last one will go on the opposite direction, facing back like so. Okay, I'm going to start building the ship. We'll start with one of these, an upward slope on the bottom, 2x2 with a step, and another 2x2. Another one of those round, or 1x1s with the handlebar on it. And we're going to put a 1x4 plate on top of that. And we got a 1x2 upward angled one, a step on it. on the back. I'm going to brown one by one, got a single stud on one side. I'm going to face that towards the front. Put a tan cheese wedge on there. And an angle like that. I'm going to put a 1x6 on the back behind that. And we got 1x2. I got a little ramp shape on it. And then a 1x1 right behind it. There we go. Okay. Now your 1x1 with an upward 90, 2 pins on it. It's going to go on the opposite end. And in the center there, got a 1x2. It's got a cheese wedge on one side, single on the other. I'm going to set that down for a second. All right. Got a 1x2. Got 2 studs on 2 sides and the top. On the top, we're going to attach the blue 1x2 plate. And then a kind of tan cream piece, 1x1. Then one of the gold 1x1s with a handlebar on it. Coming off the back. Now on each side, we'll do another one of those gold 1x1s with the handlebars. Handlebars will be facing up. Find my second one here. There it is. All right, like so. Then we got 2 tan quarter rounds. On the very back here, curving up. And this will attach all the way back here on the back like that. And on the very back here, we're going to have another one of the tan cheese wedges. And then a round 1x1 gold flower underneath it. Now on the front, I'm going to take tan 1x1, digging out the front. We got a 1x1 gold with the clip on it facing up. And then a gold 1x1 with the, or 1x2 with the single stud on it on the back. Now we're going to take the red lantern, put it on its side. Take one of these short little bars here. Push it in all the way through like so. Now we need one other round red 1x1s is going to go on upside down. Push it down just far enough that one of these orange wrench hands fits right there on the top. And this will attach onto that 1x1 pin there. And on this front one, we're going to take another one of these short pins here, flip it into the front, push it all the way back. All right, now we're going to make the main mass. It looks like you got a black funnel, one of these tall antenna pieces stuck down in there. And we got our Technic piece here, the T, 2 sides on it. Fits right over there. And then these 2 short ones, one on each side of that. And then again, another one of these 1x1 round red ones upside down. Push it down just far enough. Get another one of these orange wrench pieces up on top. Like so. And we'll go ahead and attach that onto that center post, the main mast. Okay. Now, coming off the back here, around 1x2 here, put a 1x1 tan on the back spot. And another one of the gold 1x1s with the handle on it. This will attach onto those two rear studs. Take one more of those short black pins, attach it in. And our last orange wrench right here up on the top. And all the way up the end. There we go. Now this attaches this bottom little handlebar piece here into the white clip right here in the bottom. I just noticed I put that in the wrong direction because that will not let me attach the ship going the direction that it is. So, since I got it out anyways, go ahead and do it that way. Attach that guy back down in. It's an interesting one, trying to get it attached on there. Yeah, got that. I'm going to take these off just for a second. Get that attached on there a little better. Cheese wedge out of my way. There we go. Now I put these wedges stuff back on here. There's that one. There's that one. All right. So we got ship there on the front. The Durmstrang ship arrived in the lake through a magical shortcut created between the lake and other bodies of water. Truly magical. There we go. So that's from Goblet of Fire. Now, I'm going to turn this thing all the way around and go to the back corner here. And that's what we're going to start building off of. Take this clear rod here with two clips. It's going to attach like so. And then we'll start building. Okay. Now we need gray 1x1 with upward 90. And one with the downward 90. And a clear lantern. And take a clear lantern, attach it on, do the downward 90 on it also. And on the sides, we've got these gold 1x1s with the pins that go in the backwards direction here. Like so. Okay. I'm going to take that and lay it down so the lantern's sticking up. And we'll build our next piece. So we got the brown 1x1. It's got a stud on all sides. Take two of the blue cheese wedges. Put them on so the wedge is going up. And two of the 1x1 gold flowers on the other sides. And the red 1x1, 1x2 with a single stud on top, on the very top there. And this will attach down into the lantern like so. Now we have the carriage. Coming off the front, we got the little candelabra piece here. Now we're going to have two of these brown kind of angled pieces, single stud coming up off of them. Put one of those on each side, leaving the center open there. And then the white like leaves here, one on each side, pointing back. There we go. And then two of these little white little hook pieces on the very front of those. Like so. This will attach onto the front of the carriage. Now you have this bottom hole here on the lantern. We'll go through there. Now the horses are flying. The Pegasus of the Bobadant's carriage is built with white Lego horn and leaf elements. Notice the reins. They're actually a magically transformed candelabra. All right. Now we got that going. Okay, that all straight. Now our final piece we get to build, it looks like, is the Architect of Hogwarts. Yep. Okay. So now we take the gold plate here. Take the base, the printed section. Take the body. Put it on. Now we've got the kind of collar piece here. Goes on. This is his beard. Then the face. Make sure you turn it so you got your face pointing out. There we go. And we attach the little guy into his hand, holding the blueprint scroll of Hogwarts, and then his hat. There we go. So now for his other hand, like we turn his hand so he can hold this piece that we're going to build next. Yep. Now take the 1x2 handlebar, the 1x2 brick plate on it, and flip it over. And the gold wrench pieces here on one side pointing up. And we're going to take this 1x1 with the downward 90 kind of point on it. Patches on the side right here. Take one of the gold flowers. We're going to put that upside down on it there. That finishes that off. Now, we got these gold sleeves here. And take one of these gray axle pieces from the Technic side, stick it in there. Gold cone on top. And this will attach over the wrench, like so. And this goes in his other hand. Now, go back, read this sections here. Alright. The Architect of Hogwarts Castle minifigure was created exclusively for this set, with the new beard element and a Hogwarts model and blueprint scroll in his hand. The architect of Hogwarts Castle was active in the years around the turn of the 10th century. Not much is known about his life or other works. All right, and this attaches right up here up front next to the Hogwarts nameplate. And that finishes the castle. So, we got a few extra pieces here. That's normal, not too many. Get those put away. And then I will get a close up here of this castle, all completed and finished up. All right, there's that. Go ahead and grab my phone here so I can do a close up. Give you a little close up here of the castle. You got the ship, Hogwarts builder, boathouse, steps leading up the back here, Beauxbatons carriage. You got the Great Hall. Let's see, Dumbledore's Tower, East Wing, got all the greenhouses. You got the Astronomy Tower. And the rest of the courtyard and the path. There's the Whomping Willow with Weasley's car stuck in it. And then the other details down on the bottom here. On this side here, we've got the Chamber of Secrets hidden in there. And then from the first movie, the trials they had to do to get down to find the Sorcerer's Stone. Through there. Flying keys, chess set. And then the room with the actual stone in it. And we got the potions dungeon down there. All right, we got that all finished up. I'll go ahead and find a place to put that up on the shelf. And we'll be all done for today. So, all right. So thank you for sticking with me through this build. I know it's been a long one. A lot of pieces, a lot of steps. Just want to make sure that we got everything done. Now it's all completed. I'll get all these videos posted. There'll definitely be a link in the description on each of the videos for the set. If you guys want to purchase one of those sets from Amazon through the link in the description, there's an affiliate link, so you do help support the channel that way. And if you guys have any questions or comments, leave me a message, and I will see you guys all next time. Thanks for watching.